Okay, welcome to another ModFreakz installation video. Today we're going to be discussing and working on your Xbox One controller. It's the model 1697. You can see the model on the label inside the controller. The same process is going to work for all PlayStation, Xbox controllers. Today we're going to be removing the rumble pack from the controller and putting it back in. And we're also going to go ahead and replace your thumbstick control, your analog, just to show how this is done. Now, I am very new to soldering, so you have to bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can. But I've got a few tools here that's going to help me. A set of tweezers that will hold our desoldering copper braid. This will be, I'll show you what this is for and how it's used later. You're going to get yourself some fine, some real good small soldering wire. Make sure it has flux. It's going to be rosin core. Solder is tin and lead. And when this lead gets hot, there will be smoke coming up from it, very little, but you don't want to breathe that in. At least breathe it in as less as possible. There's also a solder sucker. May not use this, but I wanted to show it just in case somebody wants to use one. I'll set that to the side. You're going to need your tools for opening up your Xbox controller. Your T8 has a hole in the center of it. It's a security screwdriver, whereas the other one doesn't, which is for your board screws. I'll set that to the side as well. We're going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and open up this controller and get going on this. Now the camera is sitting a little bit different today, but when I get to the soldering part where you need to actually view the solders, I may go ahead and zoom in a little bit, but then I'll zoom it out, and I'll try to do some video editing to fix anything I can to make it easier on everybody to view and see. But I will show the main points and get that going. So we're going to briefly pull these screws out, and I'll fast forward the removal screws like always in all my videos, that way you don't have to watch the screw removal. Alright, so we got that out. Go ahead and take it apart. Pour everything out. We're going to get that to come out of there. Just getting caught up on something. There we go. Don't need the backing. What we need is these. Okay, so this is the one from the other video that I said I would make a soldering video on. I did go ahead and attempt soldering. You can see, zoom in here a little bit, maybe you can see it. We got our solders connected. It's not the best on both sides. You see it here. You can see it here. We'll fix that. It's not the best soldering. Like I said, I'm new to soldering, so this is all new to me. But the more I do it, the better I get. We're going to go ahead and solder this today. I think we may go ahead and remove this thumbstick here and replace this one. We'll go ahead and remove that. And we're going to replace it with this one here. Now this works. There's nothing wrong with this. But I just want to make sure you guys have a video showing how to do this. And we're going to go ahead and get started and get soldering here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have our solder, our heat gun. We're going to get ourselves a piece of braided, like such. You don't want to hold this braid with your hands. It gets extremely hot. You can get a good camera zoom, but it just doesn't want to zoom for me. Alright, so we got it soldered nice and hot. It's been heated for a while. I'm going to wipe it off here on the sponge. And hopefully we can do this correctly. Now I'm taking out the trigger packs now. That one should be released. The silver for the trigger rumbles is your positive. The black is your negative. You can see the solder got sucked right up on this braid. And that's how this works. The braids work. You lay it on there and you put the soldering gun right on top of the braid. And it'll suck up the solder. It's just that heat transfer. It actually does a fairly good job of gathering the solder and pulling it up. As long as there's somewhere for it to go. Push that wire off the board. The board is disconnected. The wire is disconnected from the board. But you can do this to all your rumble packs. Then you want to clean your board up. I actually don't have much to clean it with. I'll have to get something to clean that up with here in a minute. Let's see if we can get any more of that solder off there. The more off of it, the better. I do want to say now, I do not suggest any child to do this. Please allow your parents to assist you, or somebody that knows how to solder. These soldering guns do get extremely hot, and you don't need to get burnt. It's not a good thing. I've actually got some old solder on this from when it was originally on the board. I'm trying to heat that up and pull that off because there's some wires stuck to it. And the board is actually burnt a little bit as well. I'm trying to clean it up as best I can. This isn't hot, but I'll hold it. You can see all that solder on there. If I can get it in the camera. All right. So I need something to clean this with. As you can see here, and here is where we removed the wires. Okay, and that is our, I think, a SQ5 and SQ6. SQ5 is your positive, and SQ6 is your negative. You can see it's a little burn up for the 6 there, but it should still work. No reason it wouldn't. We're gonna go ahead and clean up our wire a little bit, maybe. You can use a tool or something. Give us a little bit more wire. Clean it up. Get a small knife here that I can use. Remove the plastic sheathing to expose more wire. That's a good thing I'm replacing this one too, because it's a beat up wire. It's nasty. careful pulling on that. Give it a little bit of twist at the end to make sure that it's no loose wires hanging. Let's check out the black one, how much we got here. It's in pretty rough shape too, so we'll go ahead and chop her off and get more out. Luckily, there's enough wire here to work with. The big Reassembly packs, there's not as much wire to work with, and those are the ones that you'll be removing to change your buttons if you change your buttons. Some people remove them, not everybody will remove them. We will go ahead and solder it back on. So you want to get yourself a strip of wire solder, and remember, your gray is your positive. For the Reassembly packs, your red is your positive, and your black is your negative. You can see them there. And on the board, you should be able to see a little negative and positive. It's kind of hard to see with my finger in the way. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's on the end of the wire. And that's how you determine where it goes on the board. Remember, it's the SQs. So we got our SQ. Now we want to tin this wire. We do not want to put the wire directly on the board. So we're going to tin the wire, and to do that, this is not easy to do with the camera so high. So let's do a little zoom here. See if we can get a better focus. And I can edit you out in a little bit. Okay, so when we tin this, we want the wire on top of the solder. And then the soldering gun will go on top of the wire. Don't touch the solder with the wire. Don't touch the solder. You're tinning the wire. It's hard to do without proper tools. I'm missing my banana clip and the magnifying glass. Better way of holding that wire. I'll try to go under, which I shouldn't go under because it can drip on the solder. There we go, we got our tinned. So now we're going to place it directly on the correct spot, which is the SQ5, and we're going to warm it up and remove it, and that's it. And now it's actually attached to the board. You may have a little extra wire sticking out. If you do, you can actually possibly, that's tinned good enough. It's not going to wiggle and get connected. So, all right, so we have to do the same to the black wire, which is our negative. Always tin your wires, guys. Don't put the solder directly on the board. You make everything so much easier. It's not easy to see this. I apologize. But I'm having a hard time myself because of the not having the proper tool to do this with. I should have went and brought it in, but I didn't have time for that today. tin. On the side, got a little bit too much on there. There we go. So we got that tin. That's a nice little bead on there, which I don't like doing it, but I'm going to. Then we're going to take this and we're going to solder it into place. Just one little touch and it should just stick right to the board there. Perfect. Remove it. And it's soldered. You guys can see it. It's on the burnt section. Give it a little bit of a tug. Make sure they don't come off. And you're good. You would do the same process for each of these. These are the, again, the big rumble pack. I just showed you with the triggers. The only reason I showed the triggers is because it's easier to reach. And it was, it was my first choice. So we're going to move on to bigger and better things. Okay, now that this is soldered, I'm going to go ahead and put this back together, the controller. I was going to take off the trigger, but I really do not have the time for that right now. I may do that in a future video. So if you like to see how to remove the triggers, the analog sticks, the solders, it's no different than any other solder. Like we were doing with the wire here, you just use your braid and take out all the solders around, and then it should just pull right out. And you put the other one back in, solder it back on. But if you like the video, for just to follow and watch, just go ahead and request it in the comments, and I will go ahead and get that posted for you as soon as I can. No comments, no video. Just kidding. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together. Get going on that. I may do another video here soon for something unique, something different. Maybe we'll do some gaming. Maybe we'll do some walkthroughs or some kind of a guide. Whatever you guys are interested in, just let us know, and we'll see about getting it made for you. If you have any requests at all for videos for modding, it doesn't matter what you're asking us to mod. You want us to mod something, we'll go ahead and create a video for it. You got an idea for a controller, maybe? Maybe a custom shell that you think that we should create? Different lights? You think about it, and you tell us what you would like a video on, and we'll see if we can't design something and get it going. Maybe give you a do-it-yourself video on how to mod it and get it built. No one will ever see anything but a nice looking controller. Alright, I want to thank you all for watching this soldering video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below. Feel free to like, share, and follow us on our Facebook and our YouTube. We're going to get this ball rolling with a lot of great videos coming out, tutorials, how-tos, maybe even some good gameplay. Maybe we'll do some live streams and interviews with customers. That sounds like an idea. We'll do that. But if you have anything you'd like to bring to our attention or assist us with, any, like I said, if you got any tips for soldering, feel free to leave those in the comment. And I want to thank you for watching. You guys have a great gaming day.